Hi, all of you. To begin with, guys, today we've had this is sad news for everyone. Like, one of our co-hosts, one of our hosts, one of our beautiful, beautiful hosts, like, he has monkeypox. Look at him. It's disgusting, but we just have to deal with it, guys. Like, honestly, like, I think part of the stream is ruined. Oh my god, he's coughing. Guys, he's coughing. And then we have the other guy in a tank top. Oh, his chest looks massive, man. His name is...
For real, yeah. Sid, actually, you fucking look massive, like, honestly speaking. And no, it's actually not monkeypox.
Oh,
it's
shit.
a disease called 10-foot in mouth.
Yeah, so monkeypox. Oh, damn, Sid is doing the pose. Someone screenshot
Dorito,
that.
like, yeah, I'm fine for the most part. Like, I'm literally just over-exaggerating everything.
Yeah, I'm just fucking swole. No one gives a fuck.
Yeah, the truth is, Blowfish isn't even sick. He just drew that arm. It's a bit weird, but whatever. Like, the stuff clout chasers do anything these days, though, right? So
Chasers.
it is what it is.
Prime subs.
Yeah, anything for
the
anything for the money, huh, Blow?
Now
I see.
The same guy.
Now
the same guy who's all like on that TikTok. You're like, I do it for I don't do it for the money, but you secretly do.
Now it's wow. Guys, another bad news happened today.
He goes.
Let me guess.
Guys, it's the first time I've lost someone close to me. Like, please don't smile. This is serious, guys. Don't smile. It's the first time.
But you're like almost smiling.
No, I'm not smiling. Guys, I get nervous. Like, this happens to me all the time. It's the first time I've experienced a death. Like, someone died. Guys, someone fucking died. They used to be within me and now they're gone. Like, I don't know if they used to be, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And now they're gone. Bro. I don't know if you're religious or not, but they could be up in heaven or hell or purgatory or whatever you believe,
I'm
right?
not religious, but okay.
Okay, they can maybe be gone they're just gone.
Well, why are you saying purgatory or hell? That means they must have done bad things.
Yeah. Why the hell would you want to mourn that kind of person?
I'm not God. I don't want to judge. Sid, I don't do that. I'm not God. I can't judge for...
You specifically said purgatory or hell. You didn't even do heaven as a choice.
Oh, heaven, hell, or purgatory. Oh my god, stop it, Sid. Like, I'm going through a tough time and you're just really trying to call me out in front of everyone. I find that really twisted. So, like, I've lost my dearest one, Sally.
Your car?
Sally's my car. Sally's my car.
I'm telling you.
My car, Sally died.
About a girl? Having a girl?
Guys, would he be as sad if Punam passed? I don't know, man.
That's fucked.
I can't trust it. I can't trust it.
But my car, Sally, died, guys, and like, I'm going through a really tough time. So if any time I start crying during the podcast, please understand why. Like, it's a bit serious.
I saw you can get it fixed, no?
No, my car's engine is gone. To fix it is more than the price of the car, what I bought it for. So,
so what you're saying is she's not worth it. Okay. So that's how you look at life, huh?
Yeah, Sally, do better.
As a price point.
Sally, be better next time.
Life as a price
you
point,
did shit. You only gave me 4 years.
How much is it? How much is it to fix Sally?
I think so.
About 2,000, 2,000 to 3,000.
So you think a life is worth less than £2,000? That's crazy, guys.
That's
and someone that's dear to you. Imagine.
God, I thought it was messed up that I'm pretending to have monkeypox, but what the fuck, Ash?
What the fuck, Ash? Okay, shit. Damn, I never thought of it like that. Sally, do better next time. Don't get sick. Don't damage yourself.
There is no next time.
That's right, Sally. Now there's no next time because of you, Sally. Fucking shit car. Honestly. Alright, guys, so today's host is me, and that's like probably the best person for it to be, right? And like, so we're gonna go into a bit of your morals and shit and what you guys believe as people. So like, you guys have heard of, like, you know, drug dealing, you know what I mean? You know, drugs, you know, grass, you know what I mean? Grass and all that shit. I don't know. Like, yeah, basically, yeah. Like, yeah. But I don't know. Look, to each their own. If you guys have ever done it, I don't know. You can share that at your own will. But
have you?
I have not. I'm Muslim boy, man. That's a Muslim boys. We get
you're
scared.
a good boy.
Yeah, I'm a pussy Muslim boy. Like, I'm the biggest coward there is. All right, but drug dealing. Do you guys ever feel?
What about you, Blowfish?
No, actually, I haven't. Like, honestly.
You actually haven't?
Damn, Blowfish. What loser, bro. Honestly.
Yeah, it's legal, but I'm like, nah, I don't know.
Even if it's legal, you've never done grass. Interesting.
I've never done grass. No.
Would you? No, you wouldn't do it even if it was legal, Hash.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
I love how
I don't know. You 100%.
It's got my back. It's got my back.
Because even if it was legal, you're still Muslim.
Well, not only that, but like, it's also expensive. You know what I mean?
I thought
Grass
it was
is pretty
quite cheap.
expensive, yeah. It is. That's why I'm like, yeah, I'd rather just get something.
Yeah,
I get
I
rather
heard that
get
they
alcohol.
changed the law in Amsterdam where you need like a ID or something for you to be able to buy
What
it.
sort of
So
wait?
that's
What sort
why,
of ID? That's interesting. What sort of ID?
like, just I think it's either you need an ID or you need like a form of registration, like medically, to buy it
Oh,
and stuff. Because
interesting.
before,
Okay.
Is that
before
not
people from
always?
the UK, uh, no. So people from the UK used to always go to Amsterdam and then they used to buy drugs and stuff because it was legal, like stuff like
Okay.
magic mushrooms, stuff
Makes
like the
sense. Okay.
green and
I did
such
not
and
know that.
such.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
But like, would you guys ever try
but
like a
now
weed
you can't buy
brownie?
it.
Would you ever try a weed brownie? I've heard that shit hits
Yeah.
deeper
I
because it
have
goes
never tried
inside
a weed
you.
brownie, no, but like,
I feel like
I
I'll
don't know.
try it when I'm older, not today. Like, I'm talking at
Mm.
35. Like, I feel like when I'm older, I would try. I'm being
I was
serious.
expecting like I was expecting like 50, 60 at
I was
least. Like
about to say, I was like older, but like
35.
25.
Yeah,
I'm like, you're pretty
35.
Like
close to that.
Blowfish is about to get there soon. Like,
I
Yeah,
know, right?
yeah.
God, jeez.
I would try it once maybe before I die, but like I don't have the guts right now. I'm too scared. Like,
mm.
what if I just die?
What if you have like a bad trip? I feel that.
Yeah, I don't want to die. Like, I need to
I've
be
heard some
alive.
crazy stories. I've heard some crazy stories, not just about that, but like other like drugs and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I had a friend who took something that was called, literally the nickname for it was a rhino tranquilizer.
What the fuck? And
Rhino
he,
tranquilizer. I
Yeah,
have never heard of
like
that. Wait.
Was it-
heroin is called heroin is called horse tranquilizer, right?
Ah,
But
okay.
then
Yeah.
they took like a stronger version of it, which is called rhino tranquilizer.
Wow.
That's what they passed off,
Oh, interesting.
right? And
Okay.
he told me that his friend took a knife and he cut his own arm because he thought he got bitten by something and he needed to like stop the
oh,
venom from spreading onto his
That's
arm.
pretty
So he
fucked.
cut his own arm, right? He tried chopping his own arm, and the other guys were trying to stop him, but because they were on rhino tranquilizer, they just couldn't move their body and they were like glued onto the floor. So it was about like half an hour or so, like for them to be able to actually call the ambulance and be like, hey, our friend's like bleeding severely.
yeah. But surely, like, if
So,
you're gonna try
fuck.
something so heavy, you're gonna like make sure a couple people aren't on it, right? It takes turns or something. I don't fucking know.
I would-
mm,
I think you just need a designated not
I
high
can see
person.
that. Yeah, I can
Honestly.
see that. But at the same time, if you like really think about it, if you're someone who's like an avid like drug user, right? Like who's gonna be like, hey guys, I'll take care of you. I think if it's a part of your daily habits, and I don't think there's a guy that goes, I'll take
There's
care
not
of you.
gonna-
Kind of
there's
Yeah,
not
that's
gonna be-
scary, man. Yeah, that's my
There's not
that's
gonna
my
be
fear.
that.
Imagine I cut my arm off, man.
It depends though. It depends. Like I mean, that's why I'll never do anything like that. Like I'll never do.
But you know these
heroin.
That sounds
nicknames,
fun.
like rhino tranquilizer. Is that because it's actually a tranquilizer for rhinos?
No. So
No.
even heroin is called. It's known
Horse
as
tranquilizer.
horse tranquilizer,
Yeah,
right?
I know
But it's
about
not
that.
actually. It's actually never been used as horse tranquilizers. Like
So
I don't know where the name derived from, but it was a common.
horse
Um,
tranquilizer. Okay, yeah, because
yeah,
I always wondered that.
it was a common known fact that it was called horse tranquilizer, but I'm pretty sure it's never actually been used as a tranquilizer for horses.
Really?
I,
yeah,
yeah,
no,
I'm
not
not
surprised
too
about
sure
that,
where
but yeah.
they came from.
That's a bit shit. I kind of thought it was a bit more cooler that way. I was like, guys, people are stupid, but I kind of upset with that one. All right, but what about drug dealing? Is it ever justifiable for you guys? Do you think drug dealing can ever be justified, or is it always a no? Is it always a yes? Or sometimes it can be a yes. Now, where do you guys lie with that?
Me? I mean, I guess I'll start first. Honestly, I'm more on the ends of no. So the reason
Never.
being is because, yeah, here, look. Looking at it plainly, guys, drug dealing, you'll make a lot of money. Let's be honest here. You will make a lot of money, especially if you have, like, clientele and you have a bunch of people who are willing to buy, right?
Fuckload of money.
But
Yeah,
if you get caught,
Yeah.
if you get caught, then
If you get caught, you're screwed.
You're out of the business, Blowfish. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, that's where I'm getting to it, right? Like, so say, like, eventually, like, you know, you're going to start thinking, like, oh, I'm never going to get caught, da-da-da, and all that kind of stuff, and you keep on doing it. In my opinion, it's going to catch up to you. Like, no matter what your reasons are, I think that eventually, like, all of your dealing, word's going to get out, you know, and then you're going to have, like, some sort of, like, name in the criminal underground for having good whatever sort of drug you're selling. And it's just going to catch up to you. Prime example of that would be the show Breaking Bad. Like, sure, Walter White was selling meth because he needed the money for his cancer. But then eventually down the line, you know, it started to become a bit more than that. Now he just started like doing it, right? Like it eventually just corrupted him, and then all of that eventually caught up with him. So you know, it might take years.
I'll
and
play
then
two
that'll
sides
happen.
here.
What's up?
I want a question. I'll play two sides here. First thing, it's a show. Like,
Yeah.
because that's a show, right? Another thing, not everyone that does it goes into the depths of doing like such things
People
as
might.
making
That's the thing,
meth
right?
and stuff like that. People might, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I get that, but like for the vast majority, I don't think they'd go beyond to that level.
You don't think
To
that there's a
like,
lot of
I just
energy
heard
still
people sell weed. I've never really even heard
yeah,
past.
yeah, because I feel like what we're talking about is kind of like that sort of level where it's like you're like kind of that henchman. You're just
Yeah,
selling
let
weed.
me ask you a question though. Would you ever do it if you had to like support someone, but you know you're not gonna get caught, and you never get caught, but you're making
That's
out
the
enough money
thing.
to support them and yourself? Would you do it?
I wouldn't, because of out of paranoia. I was like, I think people like I know myself. Like, I'm gonna get addicted to like trying to make more money off that shit. I know myself, and I'm like, no, I'm not
Well,
gonna do
I'm
it as something
guaranteed
that
I'm not gonna get
sounds.
caught, and I know this from before. Or is there
Like,
always
You
is
know
there
you
always
will never get caught, like no
no,
matter
oh,
what.
100%,
you don't.
100%, bro. Pablo Escobar, El Chapo, like lock me up with them, man. Because
Did he get caught? Or did he get
no,
away?
I thought they all. I
they,
thought they.
they got caught, but they go away or
Yeah.
something like that, bro. That's what I'm
Yeah, I
saying.
was
Like
like, they
I'm
still
never
got
gonna
caught
get
at
caught.
the end of the day,
But they're like the
though.
big names, you know. They're the big
Well,
names. I'm
yeah,
like,
but
I'll
still,
be like locking
they're
up
big for a
with them
reason,
kind
right?
of
So
thing.
that's the
Yeah, yeah,
thing.
that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
they
So like,
eventually got caught.
I'd go ham, bro. I'd be multi billion trillion, like whatever, dude.
Okay. Yeah, that's
I feel
like
If
like
I'm
it
never getting
is.
caught, if I'm never
I
getting
wouldn't do it.
caught,
I feel like it has to be in certain scenarios, right? Like I don't know. Okay,
I
like
would.
depends how you see it. Like I always believe, and it's a bit selfish, but you know, like the phrase "charity starts from home." I
mm,
believe in that, in the sense that
I've
I
actually never heard of that.
yeah.
I've
So
never heard of that either. I'll be honest.
basically, I always believe in the sense that I will first start with my circle. Circle doesn't just mean like my friends; it means intimate family. Da, 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 da. So let's say the first 100 cousins and family that come, or
Mm,
20 or 30.
mm.
I will always believe that I will change their lives or look after them first. That's my duty. I have to look after my
Same.
siblings and my parents
I agree.
and my close friends. So for them, I'm willing to be the villain. You know what I mean? I'm willing to be the prick, the immoral
Here's the thing,
human.
Hash.
Yeah,
With how your family are right now, would they accept that money though?
No, they
that's
would.
what I
No, not
think.
at
They
all.
wouldn't,
I'm
right?
saying if we were
So
fucking homeless.
no, no, okay. Let's say you guys were homeless, but your parents still have the same ideology as they did then, as they do now. Even if you were broke, would they accept that money
I don't think they
as
would.
If they
I'm
religious
saying,
knew it,
as
I don't think they would.
strong-willed?
If they knew it, they
Yeah,
wouldn't. Yeah, because they're
that's what I'm
mad
saying.
religious.
but the
Yeah,
thing is,
yeah,
Ash, wouldn't your
because
parents
how
also
religious
just
some
find
people
out
are.
eventually, though? I feel like your parents
I
have
think
a
they
knack for
find out
finding
pretty
things out.
easily. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
that's the thing.
because what you just get a large sum of income where you could just move them out the house and stuff.
Yeah,
I
and then it
guess
just
in
came
a
out of
sense
nowhere. You're like, what the fuck?
you would be doing it a little bit more secretive and like like in smaller changes, but it gets if you're making big bucks like that, then there's gonna be places where you're gonna slip up.
Yeah, very true. But like, but I still feel like in those times, like forget my parents and what their like view as like a religious thing is. But let's say they were like robots, so they don't even have an opinion. I just do it through my own accord. But like, I would think at times it's justifiable. If I had no other means to live, and I had to do this to get out, I would do it to get out. Do you guys like? I feel like you sometimes like this goes back to like survival of the fittest. Like if you got to do it and I have no
Mm.
choice, like there's this movie right where these kids become drug dealers at a young age because it's basically the war between it's when you know the country Bangladesh. It's when it forms. The movie was about that it's just forming and a war's just happened. There's no jobs available. All kids have been separated from parents. All that shit. It's horrible. All that stuff. And these kids, like the only option they have to eat is to drug deal for this like asshole guy who's like using these kids basically. He's like, if you do this for me, I'll give you food for the day. You know what I mean? And they in turn become his little runners basically. But at times like that, man, you got to do it, man. You got to do it to survive. You know what I mean? Like you got to survive, in my opinion. As first, I wouldn't just sit there and be like, I'm gonna starve to death. Does that make sense? Would you guys starve to death, or would you be like, I gotta do it? Like I
Fuck
gotta.
no. Fuck no.
No.
What about you,
You're gonna
Blowfish?
starve. Like if you had to starve to death and like deal drugs.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
I
And
don't know, man. I don't know. That's the thing.
it's because I never even like thought
Tough,
of that
tough,
perspective
right?
until I saw this
It's
movie.
tough, but it's tough, but I feel like push comes
At
to
that
shove,
point,
I
like,
am
I
the
don't
type
know.
of person. Yeah.
I feel like for me, I'd probably just end up being like a bread thief at that point. Like honestly speaking,
But like,
I'd
none
rather
of
do
that shit's
that.
available because it's
But then, okay,
war.
okay, bread thief, yeah, sure, works a couple times, but it's not gonna be a um, sustainable like way for you to eat because sometimes you'll get away with it, you'll steal some bread, but what's rest? Like, what about the rest of the times when you don't get enough food, right? Like, you don't have enough bread to feed the whole family. Maybe you steal one loaf of bread, like, but your family needs like two or three because you've got two older brothers, you got two parents, they're not making enough income, yada yada yada. Like, this is your only option.
My
Would you
only
or
option.
would you not do it?
I don't think I would. I'll be honest.
You don't think you will?
No, I don't think so. Because
Mm.
I know myself. Like, I think I'm probably gonna get caught eventually, and it's not gonna end well, right? That's literally like my mindset. Like,
What if you're
not
young
that.
though? What if you were underage? You get caught. You get put in juvie for like a year.
No, I wouldn't want to
No.
risk that either. I
Mm.
wouldn't want to go to jail for that kind of shit, right? That would be a kind of cool title to go into jail with. But I'm like, nah, I'm good. You know what I mean? I would
Yeah,
survive
no,
in
I mean, I
juvie.
completely see why someone wouldn't. That's why, like, when people
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
prison, drug dealers get more than drug abusers, right? Because they're essentially
Yeah.
giving the fucking drugs out to
Mm.
people and ruining X, Y, Z amount of people's lives. So I get it, I get it.
Yeah.
But that movie was crazy. The perspective it showed about, like, what some people had to do with, I was like, okay, if I was in that situation, and, like, being a bread thief wasn't an option, there's no food going around, there's famine, it's been war between the countries. So like the only way I can eat is by doing this. All right, I'm gonna do it because I need to eat. I need to stay alive. I can't just die. You know what I mean?
Question though about that movie, like you said it was happening during a war. You said?
So basically, when Bangladesh as a country got its
Okay.
independence from, I believe Pakistan. This is I don't know when it was or I literally found this out from the movie. There was big war and like, the villain or the people who the war was between was Pakistan and India. India was helping Bangladesh be formed, and Pakistan was against Bangladesh being formed because Bangladesh used to be East Pakistan. So
Okay.
at that point, like it was just dirty war fights. Like there was really disgusting the stuff they were doing
Gotcha.
to each side and shit. So like as a result, they were like obviously cutting off food trade, all that stuff. You know what I mean? Starving the country and all that stuff. So there was like fuck all money, fuck all food to be provided for everyone. Do you know what I mean? But like,
I get that. Okay.
okay, so this actually reminds me of something. So like,
That's the thing, right, Hash? Because now that you mention that, because during wartime, it's pretty lawless, right?
everyone is.
So the thing is, it's pretty lawless. Let's be real here, right? Like thinking about it that way, like I'm thinking about it too much in the sense that like there's still laws in place, right? You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like I think of every situation that way as like, well, I'm eventually gonna get caught, right?
Mhm.
But if it's something like more of like a lawless situation like that, lawless society, chaos, like that's just utter chaos. Do what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
Like putting it in, like thinking about it in that perspective. I'm thinking of it too much realistically. You know what I mean? But like if I was put in that situation, then yeah, we do what we got to do, right? So I completely
Yeah.
understand that perspective.
And okay, you know what? It's actually reminding me of something. So we're talking about like supporting family and shit. Now you guys are all Asian boys, and like Asian parents are a bit strict and shit. And we've spoken about in the past podcast as well about like about what we're doing and how obviously our parents won't always get it, stuff like that, and over time they might. So like, you always hear these jobs right with Asian parents. You must have grown up at one point. Your mum and dad or whoever your parents are, guardians, whatever, will say to you at one point, son, like, do you want to be like? I want you to become a lawyer, doctor, some shit like that. So my question to you is, none of us are those. None of us are lawyers or doctors or
Hell
engineers
fucking
or
no.
fucking
I
pilots
ain't
or
smart
whatever.
enough for that shit.
Exactly. Yeah, none of us are, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm working in a phone shop. You're working
As a teacher.
as a
and
teacher,
fucking
and Sid's working in a
dog groomer.
supermarket. We are the furthest away you can be from becoming a doctor or
Yeah.
engineer, right? So,
Right.
my question to you guys is, lawyer, doctor, engineer, which one would you be and why? Only one. You had to be one of these professions. And you would ace at either, right? Whatever you pick. But which one would you pick and why?
To me, I would probably just end up picking doctor because, well, for one, I originally wanted to be an animal doctor, right? Like thinking about that, that's where I originally wanted to go. But at the same time, I feel like with doctors, like as much as they do get a lot of flack, like there's a lot of doctors out there that get flack for like saying like, oh, people think they don't know what they're talking about, they overcharge, yada yada yada, all that kind of nonsense. But like outside of those doctors that are kind of shit, and like I do know a few doctors that are kind of shit,
Mm.
like generally what doctors do, depending on, you know, what sort of doctor you are, they save lives. And, you know, like, that's something that I'd like to do. You know what I mean? Help people out in that sort of way, especially, you know, especially in the sense if they're, like, you know, really, really dying, like, health-wise. But at the same time, you know, being a doctor, it also comes with consequences in the sense that, like, you can't save everyone, right? And that's
That's
something
very
you
true.
got to live with. And,
High
like,
suicidal rate
it's tough
is in
to,
the doctor
yeah,
profession.
it's tough, right? So, but I would still choose it just because I'm like, I feel like the reward is higher than the risk. If that
Imagine you
makes sense.
save someone. You know what I mean? You're
That's
the
what,
reason
exactly.
they breathe them.
They live.
They
Yeah,
are
exactly.
breathing.
So that's why I would pick doctor.
Sid, what would you pick?
100%.
Just a question, Hash.
Oh God.
If you no, just a question.
Okay, okay.
Doesn't that contradict your whole ideology as a Muslim person? Because that's not very humbling for you to be like, oh, I'm the guy that saved him.
Yeah, but I also believe like I don't like if I was a doctor, right, and if I saved someone's life, I wouldn't be like in my mind, yo, you owe me, but I'd be proud of myself that I was able to do that.
Save someone's life.
Yeah, like I've been blessed enough to be given like the I guess the ability to learn how to look after someone. You know, that shit is fucking wild, bro. You know what the scariest thing is? Like people, surgeons who perform like ridiculous surgeries, like heart surgeries and shit. I'm like, fuck, you guys deserve a fucking party after that, man. Because
100%.
fuck saving someone. You spent hours learning and then not fucking it up under that pressure. And like, imagine you're a doctor and you know you're going to surgery and you know the person's family is outside and they can't do anything. They are hopeless. So they're dependent on you. You kind of have that pressure of, if you come out and say, yeah, they went, you're going to see 20, 10, 15 people all just ball out, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, the pressure's on you, and that's crazy. And I think if even through that, you can fuck yeah, man. But I wouldn't pick doctor, I'd pick lawyer, for sure. Easy. Eyes
Because
closed.
you like to talk a lot.
Why lawyer?
Because you like it to talk a lot.
Have you guys, so, okay, I think,
He's going to talk about Johnny Depp's case.
kind of.
That's what I was about to say next too.
I knew it.
Kind of. So it's a mixture of Suits and Johnny Depp's case. So like, I just think they're so hot, man.
I knew it.
A good lawyer who comes out with
so easy.
A good lawyer who comes out with facts and shit. Oh, they are so hot, man. Like, they come out there, and you know whatever.
Lawyer who comes out with facts, isn't that just?
But you know what I mean? Like, so good that they've just outdone the other opposition. Like, they're just so sick.
It's a chess game, essentially, right?
And they checkmate in their first round. You know what I mean? They come out and they fucking pa, 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 and the other person just has nothing to say. Then they start just chatting shit. But I think they're so cool, man. Like, you remember fucking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Oh, of course.
You know, obviously Judge Phillips, whatever. Fucking loved it.
Phillips.
That shit was hot. You know what I mean? Like, every time I think of that,
That's
wow. I know, but like, it's just so cool. Like, lawyers are so cool. Don't you guys think that? Am I the only one who thinks that lawyers are so cool?
They are, but at the same time, you also have to really stay on your feet for that job, right?
Yeah. And you gotta accept being hired for the wrong shit all the time. Obviously, you can reject, but like, you get
reject.
And the big money is the dirty shit. You know, not the dirty shit where it's a bit more obviously wrong. So you gotta work harder to make them come across as right.
Exactly right.
You guys have seen Power, right? Power, the TV show. So, what's his name? Fucking the Proctor. Proctor. He is the epitome of heart.
Joe Proctor.
Yeah. Basically, he's a dirty lawyer, Blowfish. Like, it doesn't get dirtier than him. But he's so cool. Granted, he helps, like, proper drug lords fucking win their case when they deserve to lose completely. I just think it's so cool. I was like, yo, this dude, he dies in the show, by the way. Like, sorry. But, like, it's just sad, like, that if you haven't seen it, like, he's so sick. Proctor is Did you not think Proctor was so cool?
Yeah, Proctor's sick.
Yeah.
Proctor's sick, yeah.
I want to be like Proctor.
And he's a little bitch as well, because the drug dealers would be like, hey, do this shit for me. And he's like, I just want to live with my daughter. And he just couldn't get out.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, he was stuck by, like, fucking very influential, like, fucking thugs. But what a cool guy, though. What a fucking sick guy. Wait, Sid, what would you be?
I'd be a lawyer. I think I'd pick lawyer. Just for the sake of just for the sake of debating. I like the challenge that you're going up against
Yeah.
someone.
Not
Because
surprised you think that.
I used to be on the debate team. I'm pretty good at
What a
debating.
nerd, God.
Damn.
Okay.
Nerd.
What if
Guys,
people
I'm the
debate
only
team
small
you?
one here. Shut up, shut
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not a fucking nerd.
With the
What?
glasses too. With
Hey,
the glasses, what
Hey,
kills me?
hey,
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 hey, hey.
hey.
There you go.
What do people in debating team even do? They just give up a topic and you just talk about it. That's it.
Yeah, essentially. So you have a specific debate that you have to talk about, saying, "Oh, global warming is real," or "Global warming isn't real," or like why we should be worried
Yeah.
about global warming. And you just debate. You give topics and stuff like that. So you just debate about it, saying yes or no.
And would you say you're good
It's
at
just
that
like,
shit?
I like to talk a lot. I always call you out on your bullshit. I think I'm pretty good at it.
Fucking asshole, bro. This guy.
No, 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 I'm being serious. No, I'm being serious. I always call you out on bullshit. So like it's just a part of debating, right? Like you listen to like something very specific and you just kind of twist it and make you seem
Make
like
it
a
yours.
dickhead kind of thing. Yeah, basically.
You're basically like my
So you
brother.
kind of
then.
use it against them.
So lawyer, you agree is the coolest profession, yeah? Out of
Lawyer,
those three.
have you watched the K drama Vincenzo?
Of course, yeah, of
Everyone-
course.
Yeah,
He's like a
Vincenzo.
thug lawyer though, isn't it? Like man's like a fucking
He's a lawyer.
yeah. He's hot, right?
He's a lawyer.
You seen it,
He's
Blowfish?
a lawyer.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
I've seen
yeah.
like a few episodes with my dad because he sometimes watches it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this is actually kind of cool, you know.
It's actually a really shit show though. If anyone's seen it, by the way, like the bird
You
scene,
think he's shit?
Sid, the bird scene.
not
Like
bad.
he literally gets taken to the rooftop by 3 thugs, and they get overwhelmed by some pigeons. Like, come on, yeah,
I kind
exactly.
of like it. I
What?
kind of thought Vincenzo was sick.
The
I
bird
thought
scene.
Vincenzo was
Vincenzo was sick, but like there was no bad thing. He always won. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he-
100%.
it was like fairy tale.
Yeah,
He
he
just
was
couldn't
just-
lose.
That was just that
Yeah.
guy, though. That's just what it is.
I didn't like the
He-
ending either. Like I hate endings. Like it's like I hate endings when it's not happily ever after, and they just like, you know what I mean? He ends up
Yeah.
going to that ass island, and the girl stays in fucking South K. I hate that shit. I'm like, come on, bro. Happily ever after. Be back together.
Right?
Have some kids and shit.
No, but don't they meet every now and then? I
It's,
swear they
it's
do.
every 6 months to 2 years, I swear. They meet
Yeah, that's
very,
fine.
very little for like a week.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's peak, bro. You got a lot of dedication to a human being if you can
What
do
do you
that.
think of Crash Landing on You?
I hated the ending.
Yeah.
I loved every
hated the
episode.
ending?
I loved every episode of that show. Like, you seen Crash Landing on You, Blowfish?
I haven't, no.
Okay, so to summarize, basically it's about this North Korean soldier and this South Korean, like, super rich, like, I guess billionaire, right? Her family.
Okay.
But she's multi-millionaire. And she's doing, like, a test and she lands in North Korea, right? And obviously you can't be there. They end up lovey-dovey and shit, and he helps her get back to SK, right?
Yeah.
And in the end of it, they meet only in Sweden. Like, what the fuck?
Sweden?
No, like,
Wait,
do you know
what?
what I mean?
Really?
I hated it. I was like,
Yeah,
move
that's weird.
together.
I get why you don't like it.
Yeah.
No,
get why you don't like
it makes sense. It makes sense. So originally they had already met there before, because he used to play the piano there. I think
Yeah.
because he was talented, and then she was there because she was rich and stuff like that. So that's why this whole Switzerland thing makes sense. But what Hash is also forgetting to tell you is that the son is the son of like one of the highest ranking officers in North Korean army, right? And he's going to be upgraded. He's going to be promoted to become like a high ranking officer himself and stuff like that as well. That's why.
Oh, yeah, true.
That's
Yeah,
what I
his dad's quite big up, right? Fucking high up. I don't know what the rank is, but top dog in the
Yeah.
army. Oh, I forgot about that, but
He used
yeah,
to be
but
like the top guy. Yeah.
yeah. So I guess that's another reason, but whatever. That's not true love, is it, Blowfish? True love, they would have
No.
both
it's not
quit
true
their
love.
jobs and go and hide in an island together. You know, that's true love, but whatever. I guess they're toxic. I guess they're
I love when you
toxic.
said that.
I guess they're toxic and they don't know
Would
what's
you do
going
that,
on.
Hash?
No, of
Would
course
you
not.
do
Are you
that? That's
crazy? Are you
I
crazy?
was
If that was
gonna
real life,
say.
though. If that was
I
real
was
life,
about
though.
to say.
Can I be honest with you? I don't know, but when I think about it, I do sometimes question it. And at that point, I'm like, would I do that? Like, maybe I'm a hopeless romantic. I'll be like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it.
You are.
But the- but-
by what you like, you are.
Yeah, but like, I'm also like, I think the fact that I can question it means that there's a potential I could do it.
Yeah. yeah.
And that's what I hate. I'm like, that's not good.
So,
You
wait,
shouldn't
wait,
do that.
Hash. So say 5 years down the line, yeah, or whatever, you tell your parents about Poonam.
Hmm.
They don't accept her. You've got a
Right,
job.
you never
good
told her.
income.
Oh my god.
No.
Yeah.
You got a job, good income. You got enough to buy a house, live away from
Poonam.
them, they're like, dude, it's either Poonam or us. We're disowning you, and you can never see us again. What's the plan here?
I keep
Would
forgetting
be
you
like,
haven't
okay,
told them.
Yeah, I don't agree with eloping. I think it's very childish.
agree with
No,
eloping?
I
Oh,
okay.
Okay, I'm surprised.
I
I'm
don't agree
surprised.
with it. That's one thing I've never. Okay, maybe because I've always thought you can always convince your parents, but I don't think it'll be an easy ride. But I do think it will
Well,
happen.
they're not even giving you the time of day for it.
Shit,
They
that's
won't
tough.
give you the time of day at all. Let's say, and then after 5 years you're already married and stuff like that. It's been like 10 years, and they're still not even gonna look at her.
Damn, that's people. And at that point, I'm like, it's very selfish of them. No, like one
It
thing.
is
Yeah, I
selfish,
agree with
though,
that.
Yeah,
100%.
It is
yeah.
selfish.
I
It's
don't
not
know,
right.
man. That's so
That's
peak.
what I'm saying. What would you do? Would you live away with Poonam, or would you still like? Because chances. So what your ideal thing is still live with them, right? Because that's just
Yeah, I feel like any option I pick, I'll be sad. And I don't want that. That's actually the hardest thing I've ever thought of. Like, I've always just thought of it as it's
gonna
never
be-
gonna be that. It's gonna be both are gonna work. You know what I mean? I've always thought there's no
It's gonna
possibility.
be tough. It's gonna be
You
tough.
know, there's no possibility.
Mm.
Would you guys ever elope then? Like, if your parents disagree?
Oh,
let's-
100%.
Really?
Yeah, dude, of course. I
What?
would. If I had the money, if I had like, and you know,
What?
had-
I-
Really?
I have
I
a good
would.
job, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It would just be a case of, we,
It's hard, man. How are you just gonna elope? Though?
I love my mom.
How are you just
You
gonna
wouldn't know?
elope?
I
He's
mean,
gonna.
I
He
would.
said,
I'm an only child. I'm an only
I'm
child.
not gonna
If I
lie.
had a
Yeah,
sibling-
I would.
If I had a
I
sibling,
would.
if I had a sibling, it would have been 100%. I just thought about it. I'm an only child. I love my mom. Dude,
You
there's
just
no way.
switched.
There's no way.
Nah, yeah, I would actually though. Like, if I had like a partner that was for sure like
My
a
mom
ride or
needs
die,
to be like. My mom
and,
needs
like,
to be like racist.
I had the money and
dictator
she had
level.
the money, then yeah, you know what I mean.
racist dictator level. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
would.
my
My
mom needs to
mom.
kill like. My mom needs to kill like a bunch of people. for
At least
this to
100,
happen.
yeah. Then I'd give in, yeah. 100 and I'll be like, okay, bye, mom. Before then, it's nothing.
And specifically for their race as well.
Yeah,
She has to be super racist
Oh my god.
for me to maybe pick someone. No, cause my dad I'm fine with. Like you can yeah.
You can deal with it, yeah.
He'll dap me up and we'll just go our separate.
Pretty
ways.
much.
But
That's pretty
mom,
much
I
my
like
dad
her.
too. Yeah, my mom would be like, "What the fuck?" My mom would be pissed.
My mom
think-
would be open to it. I feel like
I
my
think
mom would be
Smash,
open to me
like for me, Smasher might be a little irked at first because he like I didn't tell him, but then like eventually he'd get it and be like, "All right, we're good now." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
My
but
eldest
you
brother's kind of neutral.
Smasher would never go against it, right? He's not the type of person to be like, you can't be with this girl, that girl, you know what I mean?
I feel like he's low key like that, but he just wouldn't tell me. You know what I mean?
But who's Backsmasher currently has a girlfriend, right?
Yeah, he
Is
does.
she
he does,
also
yeah.
Filipino?
Yep.
Oh, okay, I
She is,
see.
yeah.
I thought she was like American, white
Yes.
American, you know what I mean? So,
Oh, no,
I-
100%
Oh,
Filipino.
Smasher.
Wait, what?
That's not
What's it?
Filipino accent.
I don't think
Hello,
I've heard.
Smasher.
Oh God, no! Like she does know. She does
Do
know
you-
about like
Do
that
you
name,
want
and
to
she
get
just laughed.
married?
Oh my
to get
God.
married. Yeah, I got 5 siblings, man. Eloping is dead, bro. That's gonna cause so much effort and
No, I would
drama.
elope, bro.
What do you mean it's gonna cost effort? Like
Because I've always been seen as the
You have
black
more
sheep, which is why
incentive
I'm
of
like,
doing
I'll do
it.
it. You know what I mean?
Oh. What's that, Sim? What's
like
that?
you have more incentive to do it if you have siblings. You're like,
My siblings
"Ah,
aren't against it, they all know, right? And my siblings and Panam, they speak, they hang out all the time, they all get on really
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
which is good. But like, the parents, like, recently my mum gave me the cue. Guys, this shit kills me. I can't. So my mum
What
came out
happened?
and she gave me the talk. She gave me the talk and
What-
she went hash.
Like birds and the
At
bees.
22 years old.
At 22. Not sex talk, not sex talk. She went hash.
Okay,
look.
not a sex talk. I was
His
like, wait,
girlfriend.
what?
She went hash. No, not who's your girlfriend. No, she doesn't know about Panam. She has no idea. She went hash, look.
No, like she's like, oh, your future girlfriend needs to be Pakistani.
Was it that? No.
It was. So okay.
was,
So
okay.
Sid. I want you to know, Sid, that I'm okay with, and I give you permission to go and talk to as many girls as you want. And I just went, what?
Wow.
You know how awkward that is to hear from your mom? Because I just
That is
went,
really awkward.
I was
That
like,
is really
first of all, I was like, what's a
That's
girl?
funny.
You know what the
What's
you
a
know
girl?
what the funny thing is? funny thing is, for us brown boys, that's like the birds and the bees talk.
That is the
You
birds and the
always
bees.
hear the
That's
you
the
always hear
big
white
fucking
kids-
talk.
You always hear the white kids, like when they're like, like 14, 15,
Yeah.
maybe even 11, right? They're like, their parents tell them, they're like, okay, listen, you're gonna be with girls and you just wear protection and be like, For us, it's you're allowed to talk to girls.
Talk to girls, yeah. And that
That's
was a
what I
big
mean.
thing. Like,
That's all birds and the bees.
My dad gave me the birds and the bees drunk talk, and my mom hated it.
Oh,
like talk drunk, yeah, and that was funny. I was like 12 at the time.
Mm.
I was
12.
12.
I can't remember how. I
My
was
mom
in year
still has-
6.
My mom still hasn't. but
Neither. My
she-
parents
she-
haven't
she-
either.
She knows because she found out about my ex, so like it's like she
Okay.
knew I was already.
She's like, my son can never get laid.
No,
Mine
you know
doesn't
what?
need to know.
That's one thing. That's one thing my mom always makes comments about, because the specific type of gurung I am, right? Especially from
Mhm.
like the village that I came from. She always said it in a joking manner, but like she does agree to it. She always goes, "Oh, people from Sidane," which is like the village that I'm from.
Mhm.
He's like, "Oh, the people from Sidane, they always end up getting into like love marriages. They're like avid lovers. Like it's just kind of in their genetics or something." So she was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I just know I'll just never look for a girl for this guy because he's gonna be in love with some other girl, and it just wouldn't be, he'll just find his own girl," which is actually kind of crazy, because the rest of my family, they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna find a girl for you."
They're gonna set you up, yeah? I think that's what my
Yeah.
dad believes. My dad fully believes that I'm gonna come to him at, like, I don't know, later in my life and be like, "Dad, help me find a girl," and he's gonna wingman me and get me a girl. I'm like, "Dad, I don't." He actually believes that, and it's like, I was like,
No,
have
when he
some
said-
faith in
when
me.
he said when he said wingman, I just thought of a setting of you and your dad in the club, like he's just gonna, "Hey, have you met my
And
friend?"
then my friend, yeah, he's my son. But yeah, that's
"Hey, have you
what I
met my
wonder.
son?"
That's and he actually believes it. And I'm like, I don't know if I feel proud or embarrassed about it though. Like, part of me is like, "Dad, have some faith in me. Like, I'm not that. I'm smooth.
dad-
You know what I mean? I'm a
I have
killer."
a question. I have a question. How smooth is your dad with the ladies, though?
My dad is quite charming. He's very
Really?
charming. He's very charming in the way he speaks.
It's
And
funny because Hash, the same thing goes with my dad. Because my mom's like, your dad's incredibly charming, yet like at home he's like kind of quiet. You know what I mean? But I can kind of see the charisma there.
my
Just
dad is a
chooses
Oh,
not
he's
to show it.
talky.
Fat penis. Blowfish's dad has a fucking weapon. Like you know,
That's his,
you know how
that's his
you get like
stand.
the pickles and gherkins, right? Like
Yeah.
he's got the one that come in a jar. Like,
Yeah, he's got everything. Yeah, he's got everything.
But yeah, sorry, Hash. I didn't mean to interrupt about your dad. Like how he's super charming. Keep going.
Yeah, bro. I've seen my dad when he's not at home. He tries to be serious and stuff, but like over the years, he's become more like jokey and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But, like,
sorry, my dad.
I've seen him. He is the most jokey, bubbly human I have ever seen.
Is this
I
where you get it from?
maybe no, you know what? Maybe it's just you growing up and noticing it.
maybe, but one time we went to fucking Tesco
Yeah.
together, and man went above and beyond. I was just watching him like in awe, like, do I even know you? And I was like,
Yeah.
who's this? I was like,
Right.
who's this? My dad is that type of person that when we went to Thor Park together, like sometimes I'm like, "Dad, it's good to be nice," but sometimes I'm like, it's just. We went Thor Park. We were very young, and he legit. You know how queues can get really long in theme park rides, right? We were
Yeah.
queuing up for fucking one of the rides. I was like 10, 11, and like it got so long already. And you know when I don't like waiting for queues. I get really bored easily, and I want to get on the ride. I get impatient. And he was legit every person. You guys can go ahead. You guys can go ahead. I was like, why are you? He legit let 15 families go ahead of us. Why? Because he
No.
felt bad. I was like, why are you feeling bad for them? Legit,
What about
my
your kid?
yeah. I was like, this is not the right place. And my dad got
You said
used.
he felt bad. I think he just got scared.
My dad got scammed by so many people because everyone. If someone came up to me and said to me, "Oh, my family are in front of the queue. I'm just gonna walk to them." I know the chance shit. I'd be like, "Nah, man, you can't skip queue." They all
No,
play.
certain people
True,
is-
maybe if I saw a little kid, but if I saw a group of 5 people do it, right, I'd be like, "Nah, piss off." But like
Ah.
many of these people did it, and everyone, my dad believed them, and he went, "Yep, no worries, go find your friends, go find your family, go find your mom, and all that shit. And I was just thinking, I was like, now I get where the people pleasing comes from. Yeah. I was like, now I know why I'm a people pleaser as well. It's not from my mom. It's from you. It's from you. Fuck my life, man. Oh, that reminded me, speaking of dads and stuff, right? Now, all of us can admit that at some point in our life, all our dads were strict or all that shit, right? Typical Asian dad, right?
My dad never was.
Never
My dad
strict.
was pretty
My dad,
chill, but like when he was pissed, that was it.
My dad always backseated, which is the thing that I hate the most. I can't lie. Like he always backseated. He always like never cared, and I hate that.
my dad backseated, but was also strict. But to be honest, it was like when we were younger, he was always at work. So I don't really. It was like mum was at home because she was like a stay-at-home mum. So that's why she got final say more often because dad was always at work. So he was like just asking mum, it's easier. But I've got a question to ask all of you. And this question goes to every single person, right? Are you prideful, and how much do you value pride?
Ooh, that's a good one.
But do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean by that? Or like, are you prideful, and how much do you value pride?
Blowfish, you answer first.
Yeah, no, I honestly think when it comes to pride, a matter of pride, I'm like back when I was much younger, high school years, early university years. I was gonna say like I was definitely a bit more prideful. I think it was definitely just my age is gonna show here, but I think it's definitely more of like a young person thing to sort of have like a head of steam, and like always like having something to prove. You know what I mean? Have like living your life with a chip on your shoulder, that kind of thing, right? But as I get older, like it started to just drop for me because at that point, I think for me now I have like nothing to prove, right? So I wouldn't say I'm very prideful. I don't value pride too hard. It also just depends, right? Like I think my pride truly kicks in when it comes to people that I'm chill with. You know what I mean? Like my friends, my family. Like say if like you know that whole dynamic where like your family can give you shit, but when someone else tries, they'll have your back. It's more like that kind of pride for me. It's just like I like, you know, like, hey, hold on, I'm gonna be prideful for you guys, so I'm gonna stick up for you, right? So that's where it comes from for me. But for the most part, I wouldn't say I don't value it too comes to those.
But did you value it when you were younger? Were you one of those like younger people?
Oh, 100% yes, yeah.
What made you change? Like what point were you like, okay, this isn't it? Did something happen, or did you just decide, okay, fuck this, or it just went out of you without you realizing?
So it was a bit of like it kind of went out for me as the more I got older, but like back then what really made me kind of turn it around was I had a little story of just like a friend of mine who finally got a boyfriend, right? And she was like super duper close with me. So, you know, I wouldn't talk with her, right? And then that really like hurt her, you know what I mean? I didn't realize I was doing that. And she was also tight with Smasher, right? So, you know, she went to Smasher's like, the fuck, like you like me and your little brother were super chill. What the fuck happened? Blah blah blah. You know, Smash sat me down and was like, what the fuck is going on with you two, right? He's like, I think I need you to drop your pride, Blowfish, and like talk to this woman because she fucking misses you. Like, I get that she's taken, and you know, you feel kind of hurt that, you know, you can't be that guy anymore to her.
Damn.
But talk to her. Just drop whatever sort of pride you have and do it. And then I think that's when it started to kind of turn around. You know what I mean?
Damn. So Smasher basically impacted you heavily, right? That's a
pretty much.
That's kind of deep, yeah. No, I like that. I'm happy that you got that and you didn't like respond with, "What do you know?" You know, the typical, "What do you know?" I know what I'm like. Yeah, I know what I'm like. I know me better than you. Oh,
I was like 17 at the time, I think. So yeah, because like I'm like, you know what? Thinking about it, I thought about it for 5 minutes. Like, you know, he's fucking right. Just do it. You know what I mean,
bro? I relate to you though a lot in that aspect. Like, I've always been cocky. Right, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm quite cocky, right? And I've always been confident in myself, or come across as confident. I don't know if I've always been it, but like, I've always felt it. But when I was younger, I was cocky and prideful. Like, it was like the worst combination ever. A cocky twat, right? Piece of shit. Like, thought he was like so cool and everything. And then on top of that, I had like a big pride and a big ego. And you know what's crazy? Like, why I don't have pride, and you guys might think, what the fuck, is purely because I had to accept, it sounds really cringy, I kid you not, that like no person is perfect. That shit, when I was like, yeah, okay, you know what? I am not that great as I think I am. You're literally a fucking dust on this planet in comparison. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, bro, it's not your world. You aren't the main character. Sort of vibes. You know what I mean? You're the side character trying to make a hustle. That's literally what you are. And that shit has changed it for me. Young Hash would not be open to criticism. I'm telling you, when I was 16, 17, I would respond with, fuck you, I know better, fuck you twice. Do I tell you what to do is what my response would be. But now I'm like, yo, tell me what you think I can improve on, man. Like, you don't like this, please tell me and explain why. I'm more than happy to listen to it. But as I'm only 22 today, but like younger, fucking hated that, man. Couldn't stand it. So me and Sid always talk about, like, Sid said he never vibed with me or didn't like me when we met at 16, I believe. And
no, I hated you.
But that's how old you are. Yeah, but you know, part of the reasons why I get it is because of that. Like, that's purely it, because I'm like, I can see if we're 16, right, when you're in college first year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can see if I saw myself.
You claim.
Oh yeah, whatever. But like when we were that, like, ejected. What did they say after they say accepted or some shit, or denied, confirmed or some shit? Yeah, that's it. But like, I can see why someone would be like, this dude's a fucking asshole. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh, he's just up his own. I see it.
You know what? I actually had a talk with this with a friend about something similar to this, because there's also another person that's kind of similar that reminds me of you when I first met you, Hash. It's kind of those people. What I didn't really find you annoying. It was the fact that I liked you, but it was like the pacing that we were going at was completely different. Because I knew your name and we'd said hi, you thought we just instantly clicked and we instantly best friends kind of thing, which is very weird. And it's like, I'm kind of like that as well. Like, I believe, like, I'm like that as well. But when there's a resistance, I don't brute force my way through it, right? With you, there was resistance, and you'd be like overpowering and kind of peer pressuring yourself onto someone else, right? Which is why I'm like, damn, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
Resistance, and when you don't have the same energy, you dial it down a little bit. Which I was like, this guy's a little bit of a weirdo. Like, that's why I was like, okay, I don't really like this guy. I didn't actually hate you. I was memeing about that. I just had a distaste for you because I was like,
and now you're like, this kind of
doesn't know how to.
Like,
this guy just doesn't know how to read the room. Let alone,
yeah, I've actually heard that many times. Yeah, fucking asshole. I've heard that many times. I've heard I'm really bad. Like, when says to me all the time, it's like, Hash, you are so. You watch other people, right? You try to be so analytical. Is that the right word? But you don't know what you're like yourself. And I'm like, that's so peak. Because that shit stung more than anything. Because I think people, like, you know, agents, they are so cool. And I could never be an agent, and that breaks my heart. I could never be James Bond. That breaks my heart. Do you know what I mean? Like, James Bond is a fucking genius, bro.
He is. Like,
genius of reading the room. All agents are to some extent. And that, like, maybe they're trained, I guess, but...
Yeah, they're trained. There's the special forces and stuff like that, right? One part of it is actually being able to just communicate and, like, be funny. Like, there's this guy called Nimsdai, who's the first Gorkha soldier to be a part of the special forces in the UK, and he said on the Joe Rogan podcast, he's also Nepali, by the way, but he said on the Joe Rogan podcast that before his jokes that he'd say in, like, Nepali, and like Nepali jokes as a whole wouldn't correlate back onto English jokes.
Yeah,
he used to practice every day 30 minutes telling jokes in front of the cafeteria kind of thing, so he could be like he could read the room, he could be funny and be sociable, so he could become a part of the special forces. So you actually do need to train for it.
Speaking of training, right, all of you here, so said you mentioned you were in the debate team because you like talking and you feel comfortable talking. Now, Blowfish, would you say you're comfortable talking?
I would be, like, on a debate team kind of situation, or just in general?
Just, I mean, in whatever. You got to talk. You got to speak to 100 people, or you got to just talk about a topic, whatever. Like, would you be able to do that? Right. So you guys would. I would like I would be. Yeah. So you guys aren't what I would classify as shy people, or camera shy, or people shy, right? So my question to you guys is, and I really want to know, do you guys ever ask yourself why you're like this? Were you always like this, or did something happen for you to become able to talk to many people? Or for example, you said you're debating team. You can't be a debating team if you can't structure your sentences well, right? Obviously, that's like probably 101. Were you always able to do that, or did you learn that, or
I
like?
was very young when I was on the debate team. By the way, I'm not talking about like
How old?
16.
Wait,
I
yes,
was like,
you're
I was like,
16.
I was like 10, dude.
Oh,
I was like
10.
10.
So from a young age,
Like,
you reckon it's like a talent within
from a
you?
young age.
Good.
I've always been like this. My whole family is very not gossipy, but they debate a lot and they like kind of just talk around with each other a lot. And I was around a lot of people, so I just kind of picked it up. My mom always goes. Oh, this very stereotypical and like Asian thinking, but she's always like, oh, why do you always like debate things so much and argue so much? Like you're literally like a woman, you know? This is something women should do. You're a man, like you shouldn't be doing this. I'm like, Mom, I'm your son. And, like I'm like everything I do, you do. And she
Because of
hates
you,
it.
yeah.
She has no argument. She's like, why do you have such a short temper? I was like, Mom, I'm your son. And she goes, is number one a foolproof plan. Foolproof plan.
I've never used that line, you know. I'm gonna try that one. It's pretty nice.
It's
pretty nice.
Yeah, because I am literally everything my mom is, right? Like my hair curl because my mom like same textures and stuff like that, facial features and stuff. Personality I get a lot from my mom. So anything she goes, I'm your son.
So can your mum debate well? Does your mum speak well?
No,
Like,
100%. 100%.
Is your dad a
Bro,
talker?
she gaslights like crazy, dude. My mom, if she was on TikTok, she's gaslight everyone, bro. Addison Rae would be cancelled in a minute. I swear to God.
Is your dad a talker as well? Do you reckon you got it from both sides?
My dad can chat for ages.
Same with
He
mine.
can talk for so long. My parents always like everyone always says, yeah, your dad is like the most talkative person. You can talk to everyone.
Yeah,
He's
that's
a very
Probably where
rhetorical
you,
pleaser.
yeah, that's pretty where you got it from then. Like your ability to like debate and talk to people. That's pretty. I think that's a
I'd say,
blessing.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
actually such a blessing.
Yeah, those are.
I
Yeah.
don't get it much towards my dad's side. I'm not like, oh, I could just talk about anything. Like I'd need to have an interest. Like my dad would like find an interest when there is no interest. But that's also something that I don't like about him because that comes from a sense of being a people pleaser. Like it's like I
can
feel like
relate.
this is not even me trying to diss you or anything, right? I just feel like if you are trying to be a people pleaser too much, it's kind of showing a little bit of weakness where you kind of don't
No, I
stand
agree.
for yourself.
Yeah.
And I hate that because my dad is like the epitome of that. And
Yeah.
that's one thing that like. Yeah.
I believe people pleasers are like, I used to think that like am I a people pleaser because I'm not content about some shit going on in my own life. Honestly, because I was like, why do I care? Why do I have to like go out of my way and fucking think of something to say to you or talk about something you're into, which I don't even know anything about. You know what I mean? I'm acting like I'm into fucking kayaking or some shit. I don't even know what kayak is.
You know what else?
Right.
You know what else? I hate people who just can't have awkward silences.
That's what I'm saying, yo, Sid. Like I thought
I
I was
don't
the only
mind
one. I was
that.
like,
I don't
is
mind that. Yeah,
silence
I'm cool with
okay?
that.
Silence is okay
No,
once in a while. in my opinion.
Hash did that as well. Before it used to be like it would just be like no one would say anything and it'd just be like a rest period with no one saying anything and Hash would want to say something just for the sake of no silences.
I'm a talker.
I'm a talker as well.
We are talkers.
Okay,
Yes.
but honestly, I don't mind awkward silences. I swear, maybe I don't come across as it, but ask for that. Okay, one day if ever you get time, I don't mind it. I swear, I don't mind it.
No, I believe you. But I'm just saying, like, there'd be little
But
pockets here
not
and
with
there, right?
people
Where
I've just
silence-
met or anything like that.
A silence would be nice.
Yeah, it takes time for me to get to that comfort because I always, whenever I meet a group of people, because I'm a pleaser, I naturally take it upon myself that I have to make everyone happy and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So as a result, when I meet 4 or 5 people and if they're silent, a normal person, which I know after when I think about it, would think, okay, they're just tired. They need a minute. They just need a minute. To
No,
think.
it depends on the scenario. It's more than just like sometimes like someone like you would be actually really good, right? Because you'd start a conversation, make everything light, everyone joins in and such. But then you have to distinguish which one they're at right now.
Yeah.
Because if it's like they're tired, then don't say shit, dude. Just
Yeah.
especially when you're walking or when you're on public transport.
I don't know about public transport because I drive. Although my Sally died, so I don't want to bring it up. The Sally's dead. I don't know.
Okay, no, but that still counts as transport as overall.
Yeah, I think public transport.
Say you guys are walking, right? Sorry, not walking. You guys are in a car, right? And then you got music on and stuff, and then you're just having conversation. The conversation fizzles out, it dies. Silence.
Yeah, that's fine because I rarely talk. I always have loud music on. I don't talk in the car because I always have loud music on, and like I'm adjusted to having it on. Or I feel weird, but walking, bro, I love walking and talking. That's like, it's so fucking sick. Like I love it. That for me, like if you ever want me to open up to, just take me for a walk.
No. I like walking and talking, but I'm talking about this like silences every now and then. I'm not talking about the silent the whole time, like with Michael Myers getting chased. Right? I'm talking about like we have a conversation, the conversation fizzles out and it doesn't involve something else, right?
Yeah, no, you're right. I agree.
We've been talking for an hour straight on our walk. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Let me breathe.
Yeah, you're right.
Give me a breath.
Yeah, you're right. And
I hate people who just can't do that.
I feel that comfort with people I've seen, but like with new people, I start worrying and thinking, oh my god, have I said something bad? Oh my god, do they like me and all that shit? And then I just start talking more, and then probably get annoyed. That's happened. You know, like I've been told that after like an interaction or something. Oh, what was I gonna ask? Oh, Blowfish, yeah, for yourself. Sorry, you can talk and stuff.
Always like this?
Yeah.
Honestly speaking, so I think when I first started out as a teen, I was a bit more on the quiet end, right? Mainly because I think, do you guys remember a few podcasts back, that leadership question that we had? I was like, are you more of a leader or a follower? Something like that, right? I remember you and Hash said you're more of a leader. You like to, organize things and like, just get things done, right? Whereas me, I picked probably more follower. So the reason being is because, it goes back to the whole thing where, I had my mom, I had my two older brothers, and my dad, right? I'm the youngest in the family, so I'm more as lazy and as just like piece of shit as this sounds. It's like I'm more of a follower in a sense that like, well, these guys have already set things up for me. I just got to do my part, right? I was definitely a bit more on the quieter end and just kind of did what I was told, right? And that's like, that's what I was like before. But I think once university hit, I started to turn things around because I was thinking like, hey, listen, this is kind of like a fresh start. So let's see what I'm really like, what I can really do, right? And then I was essentially kind of like Hash, you know what I mean? I started talking to everyone and just like, making connections and, it felt natural. And then that just sort of like built on. And then I just kind of refined that in the sense that like what Sid brought up, like, it's okay. I had to like learn to realize it's okay to sort of, give those awkward silences when hanging out with people, right? Like before I did have trouble doing that, I'll be honest as well, because of the same reasons Hash mentions, like, am I being stupid? Or, am I being annoying, et cetera, et cetera? Did I say something weird? And yeah, now I don't think I was always like this. I think when it came to talking, it definitely was something I had to step out of my comfort zone out of. And then the moment I started getting better at it, now look where I am, right? Like I'm doing a podcast with you guys. I run a stream. I'm trying to be a voice actor and all that, talking to people who are like pretty high up in like the video game industry. And like, never in my fucking years as a teen would I think I would ever be able to do that. And yeah, so I'd say it's more of a learned skill for me. Like before, I don't think I was like this originally.
But you know why I asked this question? Because I was on TikTok, right, and I saw a video by 50 Cent. I believe it was 50 Cent. I could be incorrect. I believe it was him. And he basically talks about people who can't talk well. Now, I don't know if from a young age, if you ask any of the people that know me, I was actually very silent. I wasn't a talker. I became a talker at the age of like year 10. Year 9, year 10 is when my personality changed a lot. I guess I became more myself. I'm not sure what the right word is. But like, I wasn't much of a talker. So I was always quiet, but I really deeped it. It was because I used to struggle to say what I think. So the way I used to do it, right, and this is like to everyone as well, and 50 Cent says this as well, and I was like, this is so impressive. Like, when you hear something really good, video-wise, you hear something, you're like, wow, that shit, whether it's a quote, whether it's like a fucking joke or whatever, I used to save that shit, and this is on my iPod. This is going back years. I used to screen record. or save and listen to that shit on repeat and then mimic what they say. And that's how I taught myself. I'm not even joking. I mimicked, yeah.
No, yeah, that's a way to actually learn. Like that's actually like I think.
I would mimic their words, and then when you do it enough times, you're like, oh, okay, now it's just rinse and repeat, right? You've heard it 100 times. You've tried 100 ways of talking about fucking XYZ. So now, oh, okay, now it's easy. Like shit, you know what to say. You said it in the past, and that's legit how my brain like learned it. But I was never that good. Couldn't talk shit. I was always super silent. Not super silent. Like I was an asshole always, but like I wasn't like the loud one until like year 8, year 9, and year 10, something like that. It was in my secondary school. It wasn't in primary. I was quiet as fuck. Like I used to get awards for being a silent fucker. Like, I was that motherfucker. Yeah.
Really?
Damn, really?
Yeah, well behaved.
Silent?
Well behaved, which essentially means didn't talk shit,
No,
stay quiet, did his work.
I'd always get the beatings for being the talker.
Yo, same.
Alright, guys. This podcast will now be coming to an end. Now, before we end, Blowfish, Sid, anything to say for yourselves, Mr. BF?
Sure, yeah. I think, thank you guys so much for watching. No, it's not monkeypox. It's something called hand, foot, and mouth disease. I'm not dying. I'm fine. I'm just waiting for this shit to clear up, and it should. Other than that, yeah, just dropped a YouTube video yesterday if you want to see all my stupid ass hairstyles.
Jeez.
And, gonna be streaming tomorrow, same time as usual, 6 p.m. For all those in England, 1 p.m. for all those in Canada and the US. And, yeah, what about you, Sid?
Guess what? Go gym.
Nice.
Yeah, be swole like Sid. Be swole like Sid. Oh. Alright, so for myself, I'm gonna go live again for like 30 minutes because I'm kind of feeling it, you know, I'm kind of feeling it. But tomorrow's my day off, so I won't be live then. Thursday, Friday, Saturday will be. Blowfish will be live. Is it what's the day today?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sid will let you know whenever he is. After that, thank you so much for watching us, everyone. We're gonna do a pose people's. Perfect. Thank you so much for watching us. Tomorrow, all the podcasts will be uploaded as well. All the ones that haven't been uploaded, they're all scheduled. They'll all come up at the same time because it's easier that way. Like, move on, okay, guys? It's okay. Shit happens. All right. Thank you so much for watching us. Oh, fuck. We got to raid someone. Who do we raid? Let's raid Nathan.
Nathan?
Nathan. I was about to say, I was like, he's on. Let's do it.
Raid.
Kind of buff, Dusty. I am buff.
Kind of buff,
He
bro?
actually is.
Kind
Like,
of.
I can't even talk shit. He actually is.
Take your clothes. Okay.
I cannot.
Sid, every time before streams is like practically naked, and it's like a show.
Yeah.
Before every fucking podcast, he just
Okay.
starts showing us. Earlier, he showed us his calves, and we were
This guy
kind of
literally
hot.
just did the fucking.
His calves were really hot, though. No, you don't understand, guys. He showed his calves were banging. All right, thank you so much for watching us. I'll be live again in like literally 1 minute. So fucking relax. You know what I mean? Take care. See you soon.
Yeah. Bye. See you over at Nathan's, folks.